whatever you wanna do. Wouldn't that be cool? Anything that you could choose. You can break the rules. Breaking the rules. You can break the rules. Breaking the rules. You can break the rules.
Hello, I'm Scotty.
Hey, I'm Melinda, and we are Simple Life Big Adventures.
Check out this beautiful, brand new, Grand Design Reflection. I would love to say it's ours, but it is not. It belongs to my brother. About a month ago, my brother approached me and asked me, well, what do you think about full-time RVing? And I told him, I believe it's a great idea.
It's always a great idea.
And this was out of the blue. Josh, I don't think you've ever owned a camper before, have you?
Never owned a camper before.
And he has decided to go full-time. So let us tell you their story.
Okay guys, we are here with Josh and Jana. They are just beginning their full-time RV life. We have a few questions for them, and then we're gonna do a tour of the Grand Design Reflection. So we can say we knew them when they were just starting.
Yes.
Very much so. Brand new.
All right, so first question. They haven't been prepped for the questions either. So
That's
we
gonna
have
be
some good ones.
Wish us luck.
Yes, please.
All right, first question. How long have you been planning to live full-time in the RV?
I'm going to say about 2 months now.
Yes.
See, this is what I love, because you came to me and asked me what I thought about it, and so I told you I think it's a great idea, and you didn't have any excuses or anything. You didn't say, well, I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it because of that. You guys just did it.
Just did
And
it.
under the most difficult situations, because you do have 2 kids, and that does make it very difficult.
So you've decided to do this, and the amazing thing to me is you put the house up for sale
Yes.
in 48 hours.
First contract was 48 hours. Then they backed out, and we were distraught. I mean,
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh crap, is this going to work out? Is this? Then they decided to move to a different county. So we're like, okay, whatever. Well, we took their $1,000 and put it out as down payment.
Yeah.
We put it as a deposit to hold this camper.
That worked
So
out very
wherever
nicely.
you're at, thanks. Then we put it back on the market. 3 days later, we already under contract again.
Wow. That is
And-
awesome. They're making it happen.
The housing market here is amazing. I think it's everywhere. So, you know, if you got a house up for sale, it doesn't take long at all to get rid of it.
All right, what inspired you to go full-time?
I'll let you answer that.
Whose idea was it?
Well, originally we were in the driveway with friends, like we are tonight, and it was an idea because of the nursing shortage that the United States is experiencing at this time, that hey, let's just full-time and go travel for nursing, and you can work and the guys will homeschool the kids. And I was like, okay, let me think about that. All right, let me just chew on it for a little bit. And then within a week or so, Josh was like, let's consider this. So we kind of did a little bit of research and did some homeschooling research, and we're like, this is real. Like, we can do this. There
it
are
can
no
happen.
excuses. Do not make an excuse. Let's get out of our shell and do something different with our lives. So this is where we are.
Love it.
It was honestly more than a week to convince her.
Oh, okay. Probably so.
And but it wasn't like every day I'm like, hey. It was, hey, what about this? Or what about that? Or why not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why,
exactly.
why should we not
That's the
attempt
big.
it?
That's the big. Why not?
And I find
Exactly.
the more you educate yourself on something, the less fear there is stepping into it.
That is very true.
All right. So you're talking about the kids. You have 2 kids, young kids that are still in school. So what do they think about it?
Actually, they're pretty stoked. I mean, we're doing something for them that our parents would have, one, never done,
absolutely.
and 2, probably just wouldn't have done it because it was abnormal.
Yep.
I think it's still considered abnormal.
Let it be. Then I'm weird.
And that's okay. And that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But because we want to always take our kids' feelings in consideration because they're leaving friends,
Oh, yeah.
teams,
Yeah.
schools, teachers, people that we've known and they've known all their life.
Right.
And we're like, hey, what do you think about this? No hesitation. No, they were all bored. Day one.
Yes.
There was no, let's think about it or I'm going to might regret it. They have been amazingly supportive through this.
That's awesome. All right, this next question is just kind of for comparison, maybe, for a year or two down the road. It's what do you think you're going to miss the most about living in your sticks and bricks?
I'll say it out loud. Full-size shower.
Yes. Space.
Yes.
Space.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go from a 22 or 2,400 square foot house to 300.
And that's okay.
Right?
That, I mean, yeah.
Let me check. I think everything's okay.
Yeah, it didn't move very far. It just shook a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But 2,200 to 300, we better love each other.
Exactly.
And you're right, but when you're living in a tiny space, you're not living inside that tiny space. You're living outside of that tiny
Yes.
On
space.
rainy
Yes.
days, you might be inside though.
It does get difficult on days we have bad weather.
Right.
Board games, cards, that's all in a box ready to be moved into our RV for
Awesome.
those situations.
So what's your hard part?
My hard part, oh gosh. Well, probably will be my family. I am born and raised in this town, and I don't go anywhere that I don't know someone, which may, on the other hand, be very delightful when I get out on the road. But I do have to say family will be hard for me.
It'll make the get-togethers that much more
Yes,
special.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
I find when you travel, you meet some amazing people
Yes.
while you're out there, and that's one of the best things about travel is meeting other people.
I'm excited about that.
Well, that was kind of my next question. How is the family reacting?
Well, initial, I think, was shock for most of us. Well,
It was-
I know
it
for
was for
my
us.
family.
It was for us. Because I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah, my family was initial shock. And then once I think it kind of sunk in a little bit as to, one, it's not just about work for us, it is about the adventure.
It is.
What are we going to get into? What are my children going to see that I didn't get the opportunity to see, and firsts that we're going to get to experience as a family? So that's really exciting for us. And I think once we were able to, they were kind of able to register that, they're like, okay. And the fact that they have an invitation.
Exactly.
Where will you be? Well, we'll come get you from the airport. You come visit.
Yep.
So
I think the biggest thing for me or my friends that I work with or that I've told is, holy crap, I wish I was at an opportunity to
I
work
know.
with you.
I know.
You know, and that's
Absolutely.
a lot of it. And
Well, that's my reaction. I'm actually jealous because this is what we want to do.
Not an unhappy jealous.
No,
Right.
exactly.
not envy. Just,
Right.
Right.
This is what we want to do. And when you came to me and said, what do you think about it? I was like, I'm shocked. I mean, I think it's a great idea. That's
Yeah.
what I want to do.
But would you have ever thought I'd come to you and said,
No,
hey?
absolutely not.
No.
But I tell you, the first people I thought of was like, let's talk to Scotty Monday.
yes, it was an immediate.
So I mean, and there's going to be a big learning curve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
still,
It is.
but with YouTube, with Google, with people that we know or y'all know, we're going to be fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
will.
and it's
Absolutely. Yep.
And we've talked about this earlier. The best thing about this lifestyle is you can go back to your old lifestyle if you do not
If it
like
doesn't
this.
work.
It's very easy to go back to sticks and bricks.
Yeah.
All right, so we have, we know many full-timers and they travel with pets. Do you plan on traveling with pets?
Yes.
You
Both
do.
pets.
I did not know that.
I
Yes.
wondered.
I
It was
didn't know
a kind of an afterthought today after
Yeah.
we left. I was like, oh,
our boxer dog has been with us for
yeah,
7 years.
Yeah.
And we have a golden doodle that will be 2 in December. They're kids to us. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
we
That's
there's,
the case for most pet owners.
there's lots of full timers, and they make it work every day.
Yep.
Well, we took those into consideration too. What kind of camper best fits us?
Yep.
Yes.
And that don't mean 4 of us. That's 6 of us.
All right, and when you go full time, we've already touched on this just a little bit, but how do you plan to make money when you go full time? That's a question a lot.
Well, I am a registered nurse, and I will be working in hospitals around the United States.
Yeah,
So as much as I want or as least as I want, it just depends on where we land and what we decide to do.
Yep, another traveling nurse joining the ranks.
And Josh, you will be.
I am going to be a homeschool teacher, a stay-at-home dad.
And I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But at the same time, if I can work for these campgrounds or wherever we end up, I mean,
That's that's an option
Yes.
too. That's a good option.
years of roofing and years of this and building, and I'm going to be that handy guy.
Everywhere you go, they are needing help, so
Right.
you will not find any problems.
But the
getting
kids,
side work.
the kids' school has to come first.
Yeah,
I
absolutely,
mean, that's
yes.
first and foremost. She's going to make plenty of money. I was just going to do it to put in my part
Right,
on top of
right.
it, you know, taking care of the kids and the camper and feeding everybody in the works. But to go from good money to no money, it's as a man, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And depending on my wife, that we've never had that before.
yeah,
So
yeah. It'll
But I think y'all's quality of life is gonna soar.
absolutely improve.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about our marriage. It's never been her. It's never been me. It's always been us.
Us,
Absolutely,
exactly.
yeah.
It's
So-
the way it needs to be. Yeah.
I'm just going to get some payback from that 2 years of nursing school.
Hey, that was a great investment.
That was that was a hard 2 years.
Yes.
So what's the next question?
All right, last question. We'll stop grilling you so much. Your first travel plans. If you don't have any yet, that's okay. But
Where do you think you'll end up? I mean, you just sold your house, just sold it. You've got to be out by when?
We close November 12th.
November 12th.
So technically,
So
we
you
have
still
to
got
be
some
out.
time.
We technically got to be out a couple days before closing, you know, for the final walkthrough to make sure that, you know, we didn't damage the house before they sign
yeah.
it and things like
Yeah.
So things have moved very quickly.
very
Yes.
quickly.
Yes.
that. Yes.
Where do you think you're gonna end up? I want each of you to answer that separately.
Okay.
Or where would you like to end up?
And of course you want to be near the beach somewhere is my initial thought. Winter's coming, it's going to be colder. Living in a camper, I kind of want to try out something a little warmer during the winter time at first. So anywhere close to a beach would be lovely for me and obviously our family, but
So,
he may have a different idea.
Are you thinking maybe Florida?
Florida, I would like South Carolina. Texas does have beaches, so Texas would be,
Galveston, I think,
yeah.
is very popular.
Yeah. So-
Yeah, you know, just my opinion, Florida would be a great destination to
Wouldn't it?
start off. It really
Yeah.
is. Josh?
I'm a Texas guy.
Texas, okay, yeah. I mean, you know, we've been to Texas, and but
We've not spent enough time there.
No, we don't. We're not experts on Texas. That is for sure. But I do hear Galveston is a great destination.
You know, but as for even if we start in South Carolina and we stay there for a couple months, we could go to Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, stay there a couple months, go to Texas, go to a couple months. We can work our way as it gets warmer northwest.
Right.
Ultimately, because ultimately we want to see the Dakotas and we
Everything.
want to see Montana.
So how long do you think you will be spending at each destination?
It varies. It can be 8 weeks to 13 weeks at a time for nursing contracts. We may spend an extra week in a location after my contract is over to just kind of venture out a little bit more and kind of see what we can find. But yeah.
See, I think that's perfect because that gives you enough time to explore the area. Of course, Josh and the kids will be doing more of the exploring,
for
and you'll
sure.
be doing all the work.
For sure. I'm all hoping only to work about 3 or 4 days a week
Oh, yeah.
is the plan.
Yeah.
But
But that's another thing to this lifestyle that we're choosing is the fact that there's not going to be weekends.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be every day is going to be the same. She might be at work 3 days, even if she works Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Me and the kids could do school
Yes.
in 3 days or 4 days. Yes, it'd be a little harder, but when she's off, we could make that 3-day trip to wherever,
Yeah.
or we could make
Yeah.
that 4-day trip. You know, there's the possibilities are on us, and I want to take full advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, I'm excited for you guys.
I'm excited. Yes.
I'm loving it. I'm a little jealous.
Definitely.
Just another reason for y'all to come out and see
I
us.
know,
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
know. We will get there. We will get there for sure. But I love catching them on the beginning of their journey. There may be more social media in their future. Who knows?
Possibility. It's not ruled out.
We have caught them in the beginning of their journey.
And I believe it's going to be an amazing story and a fun story,
Absolutely.
big adventures.
Absolutely. So here you have it, Josh and Jana, starting their full-time RV life.